They all say that this dog was pregnant, but how is that even possible when it is a male dog? Could it be possible that a male dog can get pregnant too? For the past 3 years, every single person passing by looks at my swollen belly and says I'm about to give birth. Occasionally, pieces of steamed bun would roll right to my feet. Hidden within those few scattered words, a hope began to grow. I couldn't help but think, if I were a dog about to give birth, would I really be cast aside in these ruins? If so, maybe there would at least be a purpose for me, a reason to be wanted. My name is Dubai. I am a male dog who was abandoned by my owner. 3 years ago, my owner's family moved out of their old home. They emptied out the entire courtyard, took away all the furniture, and packed up absolutely everything that could be carried away. At first, I didn't understand. I thought they had just temporarily forgotten me. I believed that as long as I was a good boy and guard this home-keeping watch over the exact place where we all used to live together, surely one day they would come back to pick me up. And so I didn't leave even a single step. The construction workers there would occasionally toss me a little bit of food to keep me going, but most of the time I have no choice but to stay by the side of the road, rummaging through garbage and leftovers just to fill my stomach. As the days passed by, my belly grew heavier and heavier to the point where even lying down to sleep became a luxury. I can only find a corner to sit, panting heavily with wide-open breaths, like an old machine that is about to fall apart. As I sit here and wonder, if I would just behave and just wait a little longer, will they finally come back to pick me up? But this wait turned out to be 3 whole years. I keep watching that door which no one will ever push open again, waiting from sunrise to sunset, from the dark of night until the dawn. I thought I would always be like this, and wait for someone who will never come back. I'm afraid that I would just silently die alone in the freezing night. Until that day she appeared. She carefully patted my head, and then she gently touched my belly. In a daze, I remembered things from a very, very long time ago. Back then, I too was once cherished like the palm of someone's hand and treated with gentle warmth. I thought that was just a temporary encounter, but to my surprise, on the very next day, she came back again. She brought dog food that I'd never eaten before and clean water. From that day on, she visits me and brings me food every day. She even talked to the neighbor and explains my situation, but I'm afraid I'll be driven away by people again. For almost 3 years, that was my first time I felt tenderness without any disdain. Whenever she leaves, again, I had to endure the pain seeing her leave. I tried to follow her, swinging with each step, but she would turn around and wave at me, saying, "Go back, it's dangerous here on the road." So I just sit on the ground and watch her from afar until she slowly disappears from my sight. I cherish every moment she visits me. Then I started to look forward every possible time she might appear. I start to remember her footsteps, waiting early in the intersection. Where would she pass? That day she came late, and I'm happy to see her again. All the joy that I have throughout the day were all shaken up in front of her. But this time I clearly see the sadness and heartache that she couldn't hide. I never imagined that anyone would feel sorry for me because of my pain. I thought I have done something wrong that made her so sad. On the next day, I dared not to wait for her at the intersection anymore. I'm afraid that my situation will bring only sadness to her. But on the next day, I was surprised that she brought 2 young people with her. They found me in the abandoned house where I was hiding. I can hear them talking, and I wonder where would they take me. I got curious with the surroundings, but I trust her and followed her inside the cage. Even though I don't have any idea on what lies ahead of me, I am certain that I am in good hands now. When we arrived at the hospital, they went to check my weight and it says 38 kilograms. I'm 18 kilograms extra according to my suggested weight, which is 20 kilograms. That was the pain that I endured for countless days and nights in 3 years. The doctor immediately shaved all the hair of my stomach and inserted a tube. Later on, a pinkish liquid was extracted from my body. The doctor gently pressed my stomach. I was scared, but I chose to lay there obediently. After the operation and the last drop of ascites was drained, I already felt the change in my body. I could now breathe easily. While I was recovering, I patiently wait for her to visit me inside the isolation box every day. The moment the nurse opened the door, I rushed to her immediately, and my tail can't stop wagging, even though my stomach is still loose and saggy. Later that day, she took me home so that I could rest. Night and day we would walk together, and from that day I already knew that a bond was made between us, and it will never be broken. A pet may remember the coldness of being abandoned by the owner, but they never forget the warmth of being loved. We hope every little life wandering in the darkness are strong enough to wait for their own ray of light. May all those who wait with all their might will lead to a reunion that won't be in vain.